Welcome to Ocean. We are staying here for one night from a Tuesday to a Wednesday. We're going to be checking out what they have to offer for food. We're going to be checking out the room. We're going to check out the casino floor and the overall experience here at Ocean Resorts Casino. Let's head on in because it is cold. As soon as you make it in, you're going to take these escalators upstairs. You have this huge atrium area, and these first ones are going to take you to the casino floor. The second ones are going to take you to a meeting area, and the third one is going to be the lobby. Let's check out the casino floor first. The casino floor here is pretty well done. I've been here once before, but I never stayed. It's a pretty big casino. I don't think I would say it is as big as Borgata, but it is up there, pretty big. We're gonna take this pathway to one of the restaurants here on the casino floor, Amada. And here is your look at Amada, which is the restaurant right off the casino floor. I'm gonna take a look here at what they have to offer. And then once you pass that and go through here, you have what they call the row, which is just gonna be shops. But let's check out what's up here. So the first thing you're gonna have is your Starbucks, and then a Nectar Life shop. And then to the right of that, you're gonna have a place called Harper's. Looks like this place is only open for breakfast and lunchtime, and closed on Thursdays and Fridays. All right, let's head into the shops at the row. You have a place here called Soup Spot. Looks like sandwiches and soups. And then a place called Omen. Some high-end clothes. It's very pretty through here. They did a very good job. Through here, you have a couple other women's and men's clothing and accessories stores, as well as a watch store, and Santa's Hideaway Adventure, which is not open. Looks like these stores are still yet to be open. Let's see what else is back here. All right, once you come out of that tunnel, you have a place here called Bangs, a salon, if you want to get your hair done while you're here. And then you come into this way open area, and you have self-parking garage right there. On the right, you have Zen Bang Noodle and Sushi. And on the left, you have Wahlburgers. Let's check out the menu here at Wahlburgers. And then there's the entrance to Zen Bang Noodle and Sushi with the menu right here. All right, let's head back out this way and keep going right after Wahlburgers. Over here you have their Ocean store to get their merch, some hats, shirts, and some snacks. Next store here is going to be Bottled, a wine, spirits, and tasting store, which does not look open today. Looks like you can buy some liquor there as well. You have their hall here where they put on events, and then a new dining experience coming soon here. And then this is their new putt-putt area. It's called Oceans 18. They have a bar as well as putt-putt inside. Pretty cool little area. Then after that, you have another restaurant here called La Scala's Fire. Let's check out what they have on the menu. Looks like some salads and paninis, pizzas, pastas, very nice. And then to your left here, you're going to have the food court, which they call the district. They have a place called High Stakes Cheesesteak Shops, Seaside Deli, District Grill, Scoops Ice Cream, as well as a Chinese place. And then right here they have Distro Cantina. I have no idea if this is still open. And then you're back out onto the casino floor. And that's gonna be everything on the casino floor level. Let's head upstairs and check out what's on the next level. Once you come up the second set of elevators, they do have this thing called the Skywalk that you can walk around. Right now it's closed due to it being windy in wintertime. Very nice out there. And then up here they just have meeting rooms. All right, let's head up to the lobby floor. Once you come upstairs, you're going to have a place called Sunny's. This is a breakfast place. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. They offer oatmeal brulee. That sounds actually really good. All right, once you pass that, you have a thing called the park, which is an outside area. Let's go out here and check it out. It is very windy out here, but they have fire pits and seating areas. I'm sure this is very nice out here during the spring and summer and fall time. Let's head inside through the other path and see what's over on that side. All right, coming inside to the other entrance, you're gonna have their 24-hour option here. Cafe Chino. Looks like they have grab-and-go sandwiches as well as some pastries, donuts, cake, and then they have sandwiches, pizzas, ooh, ice cream sandwiches, and some bagels. And then right over here, you're gonna have your lobby bar, and then your check-in area. Check-in area line looks really long, but it only took me about 15 minutes to get through. Also in the lobby area, you're gonna have the Ocean Fish Tank. Pretty cool. Got the O logo in it. Behind that area, you're gonna have another restaurant called Chef Frites. Looks nice in here. Here's the hours for you. And that is going to wrap it up for the tour around Ocean Resorts. We're gonna head upstairs, put up my camera gear, and then head back downstairs to check out the casino floor. I have a king room today. We are on the 14th floor. I have a view out here of the ocean to my right. Now let's get into the room tour. All right, we are in room 1447, way down here. Here's the door, and as soon as you walk in, you have a huge floor-to-ceiling mirror. This thing is huge. And then you're gonna have your bathroom on your left. We'll check that out here in a minute. And then on your right, you're going to have your closet, safe, iron, hangers, some drawers. Very well done. Then you're gonna come into your room. To the left, you're going to have your bed. Got a king size bed. Out in front of it is a little place where you can sit down, put on your shoes. On the sides, you have a Cisco phone. Wow, never seen that before in a hotel. You have these lamps with USB-C, USB on the front, two And then you have a outlet on this side and an outlet on that side. Coming over to the other side, you have the same lamp, as well as, are these drawers? They are. Some drawers. Then you have this Chase lounger and a swivel chair over by the window. Let's take a look at the view. Right now it's pretty foggy, so not a great view as of right now. Hopefully in the morning that looks a little bit better. I'm kind of right above the lobby area. And then you have this big entertainment center. You have this chair that my jacket is sitting on currently. It does not have wheels, but it is leather in a blue color. You have a not plugged in alarm, USB-C, 2 USBs, 2 outlets here on the table. And then down here, you just have some shelving and 2 pretty deep drawers, as well as your personal mini fridge. Up here you have 2 glasses, the real glass, and your ice tray, and your TV. This room is very well done. Love the accent colors. Now let's check out the bathroom. Bathroom is very well done. You have 2 sinks right here. Let's turn that on. Ooh, bright. 2 sinks, your countertop, blow dryer, and extra towels. Then you have your shower. Pretty big. And your body wash by Wish, shampoo and conditioner. And then next to your shower, let's close that up, you have a frosted window that comes to your toilet. Brand new toilet paper, not even out of the package. Everything looks pretty clean. Reading reviews before I came here, a lot of reviews were saying that it was not as clean as they thought it would be, but I've looked around this room. Let's check the bed, see if we find any stray hairs. I just think this is a pretty clean room. Wish the view was not as foggy, but I mean, other than that, that is the room tour. So let's head on downstairs and see what we can get into. Good morning from Ocean Casino. It is 9:30 currently. I went downstairs to grab some drone shots, which I'm sure you already saw in the beginning and when I was talking about the pools. I went down to the Cappuccino place, Cafe Chino, the 24-hour coffee place. I got a frozen caramel macchiato, and then I got a couple other things that we could try. I got this chocolate glazed donut, as well as a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, which is incredibly hot. All this total came to $21. I think that's not a bad deal for what looks to be like a gourmet donut, a coffee, and a breakfast sandwich. Let's give the drink a try. Very good, very sweet. A+ on that. All right, let's give this donut a try. It does definitely taste very gourmet. It's a little bit thicker. It's kind of like maybe a little bit tougher of a donut, but the overall chew is pretty good. The taste of the chocolate tastes very good as well. Overall, not bad. Now, this is probably the most overpriced thing here. The donut is $4, which, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts donut is gonna be what, $2? But this one, I mean, pretty big. Overall, I think I'd buy that again. They also had a Boston cream donut and a glazed donut as well. All right, so I think I've given some time for this bacon, egg, and cheese to cool off. Let's give it a try. Meh, I think this is all right. The egg, I wouldn't say they taste like hotel eggs, but it's pretty close. You can tell it's been sitting there for quite a minute and then they just reheat it. Bacon is crispy though, very good. Cheese is cheese. Yeah, I think I would maybe pass on this just because this was $10. I just don't think it's worth $10. If it was $4.99, I can definitely see that. I would say it's like a step up from like getting a breakfast sandwich from a Wawa or Sheetz. Both of those options are very good. It's just, they're also $4 and not 10. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this breakfast, finish it up, and then we are going to do the full review and give you my final thoughts. All right, so let's talk about Ocean. We just got done staying here from a Tuesday to a Wednesday. This is the day after President's Day, so we are in February. Let's start off with talking about the rooms here and the overall hotel experience. The hotel here at Ocean has 1,800 rooms, a little bit over 1,800 rooms, and they have floor-to-ceiling windows, which is great that every room has that. You have a great view of the ocean. Now, the tower is facing straight towards the ocean, kind of tilted, so you get a view from the side of the ocean, which I think is better because then both sides get a view of the ocean. Whereas if the building was this way towards the ocean, only these rooms would have ocean views and the rest would have Atlantic City views, which I don't think anybody really wants. I did just get the basic king room and I think overall it was a great room. Now I will be talking later about the drawbacks of this room, which there are only about 2 drawbacks of this room, but overall, the room is beautiful, bed was comfortable, everything in this room was spotless, clean, in great condition, and overall the room was just a great experience. Now let's talk about the casino floor. The casino floor is a little over 135,000 square feet. There's about 1,800 slot machines on the floor, as well as about 120 table games on the floor. Now, I was here on a Tuesday to a Wednesday, and it was packed here. There was so many people on the casino floor. It was kind of good and kind of bad. There was waits for machines. There's people standing behind people to play some of the newer machines that they just put on the floor. They have a new slot machine called Bomberman by Konami, and that's what I wanted to play. And there was literally like a circle of people just like waiting for people to run out of money and get up so that they can sit down and play. Around 10:30 is when I finally got to play the game, and I was just walking around the casino trying to get on it. But I mean, other than that, great casino floor. If you think of it like a really big rectangle, all of the restaurants and bars are kind of circled around it, and then the sports book is right dead in the middle. They do have a pretty big high limit room. I didn't get any footage of it. There was a lot of security guards in there and I didn't want to cause any trouble. Now, as far as dining goes here, I think they have a pretty good lineup of dining. They have 4 high-end restaurants. Now, 2 of them were closed because it was during midweek. I think they were closed. One was closed Tuesday and Wednesday, and one was closed Monday and Tuesday, I believe. But they have Amada. That one's kind of like in the casino floor, kind of in a cut. They have Ocean Steak and Linguini by the Sea, which is downstairs. And then they have an oyster bar as well, but I could not find that anywhere. Then they have that food court area, which I thought was great. I think everything was priced relatively okay when you're at a casino resort. And then they have a few quick buy areas like the Cafe Chino place that I went to this morning. I think they offer a wide range of places from very upscale to kind of cheaper grab and go to where you don't need to leave property to find food. Now, what I will suggest is, I think while you're staying in Atlantic City, you should go try a local spot here in Atlantic City. There's so many places here that are mom and pop places that you should go support, and they all have pretty good food. One of the most famous places here on the East Coast is the Baltimore Grill, which is in Atlantic City, and I highly recommend you go check out some of these local places while you're staying here and not just eat at the casino. If you wanna see Atlantic City survive, you should support the people that live here. All right, so the nightlife here and entertainment, they did have a hall, which I saw a lineup of the people that they bring in. They bring in comedians and pretty big artists. So I think like if you come in here for a concert, I think it's a great idea to stay here. As well as they have the HQ nightclub and beach club, both of which were closed when I was here. And plus you probably can't film while you're in there. And I'm not a nightclub person, but if you are, the videos looked great that they had out front. For the pool, they have a bunch of pools here, but right now it is winter time, so they only had the indoor outdoor pool and the hot tub available. I will get into the drawbacks of the pool as well later on here in the video when I do my pros and cons of this, but the pool was nice. I enjoy swimming in outdoor pools. When it's cold outside, it was heated, pretty good pool. They do have a state-of-the-art gym. I did not have enough time to go down there to film it, but it is very nice. I'll throw up some pictures here so that you can see pictures of the gym. Very nice, and it looks pretty large as well. So I think if you're coming here and you're pretty active, you will enjoy the gym here. All right, so now let's get into, is this property worth it, with some pros and cons. So I will tell you how much I paid at the very end, but let's start out with the pros. The pros are the rooms, super nice, spotless, very good layout. Bathroom was nice. I think overall the room is beautiful. I love the windows that are ceiling to floor. I think overall this is a beautiful property. I would say it's comparable to Borgata, maybe a little bit nicer. I think the rooms are a little bit bigger and I think it's a little bit nicer than Borgata, so I'll give them that. I think the casino floor is fun. I think it was a little bit confusing, but I think it's large and you will always find a game that you want to play. They have older games and newer games, but I would say mostly newer games. And from what I can see, they are the only casino in Atlantic City that has some of the newer games that just came out. So they are on top of the game about getting new games in. I do enjoy the outside area. Now it was 34 degrees when I was here, but I think the park area is super cool. The Skyway Bridge is super cool. I think they do offer a lot of outdoor space that is usable and pretty fun. Plus you're on the boardwalk. And I think that's another pro here, is that you're on the boardwalk. You couldn't really see any homeless people walking through the casino. Now I did stay at Tropicana about a year ago and there was people in there asking you for money. Now they did have security in there, you know, telling them to leave, but you got asked, I probably got asked like 4 or 5 times if I had an extra dollar to spare. But in here, not at all. I mean, there was security everywhere in this place. So they had this place locked down pretty tight. So you should be pretty safe here. Now you are on the far end of the boardwalk, but next door you have Showboat, which is the theme park, water park, go-kart, putt-putt golf area, which I think is nice. And then you have Hard Rock next to that, and then resorts after that. So you are on the good side of the boardwalk with a lot of options to go eat and gamble at and have a good time. The Steel Pier is right in front of Hard Rock, so during the summertime, it's not that big of a far of a walk to get there. I think the food options here are really good. I think that you never have to leave property if you're looking just to stay here and relax and just eat the food that's on property. I think they offer a good value of high end to low end to grab and go. I think this is a great property here that you never have to leave, and I think that's a big pro. All right, so let's get into the cons. Now, last night I did not sleep well, not because of the bed or the pillows. I thought the bed was incredible and the pillows were great. I did not sleep well because they have a fire alarm or smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector or something that blinks a bright green light about every 10 seconds. I grabbed some video of it. It was very annoying. I'm very sensitive to light when I sleep. So that woke me up a couple times and I couldn't fall asleep because I could see it blinking with my eyes closed. That's how bright it was. Another con here is probably the water pressure. The water pressure, I'm on the 14th floor, was not the greatest. I would say it was like a 4 out of 10. So it's not like you're in there trying to rub off soap forever, but it's not hard pressure that you want to enjoy in a shower. I think another con here is the check-in line. I was in that line for probably 20-ish minutes. It is very long, and then along with that, the check-in time during the week is 4 p.m. and the check-in time on the weekends is 5 p.m. And I know what you're thinking, well, maybe checkout is noon or 1. No, it's 11. So I think that's a huge drawback as well. Now, I think what they're trying to do is make sure that all the rooms are clean and ready, but early check-in, I believe, was $33. I ended up getting in line at 3:30 and got up to the counter right before 3:50-ish, and they didn't charge me an early check-in and they let me check in, but the line was like 100 people deep. I did see that they offer mobile check-in, but for some reason, they only allow it for certain people. I don't know if you need to be a certain tier status or you've had to stay here prior or what the deal was with that, but I couldn't do it. The other con of this place is the pools. So the pool, there was obviously only one pool open. They do have adult pools during the summer hours, but during the winter time, they only had one pool open, which was the indoor-outdoor pool, and it's adult time from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and that is it. The rest of the time, there's a bunch of kids here. Now, I went at 5:30 to the pool, and it was covered with kids. And I thought maybe it was just my experience, but when I looked online at all the reviews, that pool always is packed with kids from what I can see. Now, I'm a big fan of kids having fun, but the adults who were in charge of the kids were letting the kids do whatever they wanted, which is weird to me because Showboat is directly next door and that one has a huge wave pool and a bunch of slides, and I just feel like all the kids should be there, but I guess the parents don't want to stay there, so they're staying here and just dropping them off at the pool. So I do think that's a drawback. Now, during the summertime, there is adult pools, so there is relaxing pools available. So the price I paid was $145, which I don't think is a bad price. I don't know how much the prices are during the summertime. I'm hoping, I gambled a lot, so I can get some comps in the future and come back during the summertime to do a review of everything during the summertime. I do think this property is worth it if you're coming here to enjoy a nice vacation or having a relaxing weekend getaway. Anyways, guys, if this video helped at all, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do reviews everywhere from Atlantic City to Las Vegas and everything in between. And if this video helped at all, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and helps the channel grow, as well as helps me pay for all of this. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.